Hello everyone! Today we begin the third season of the Conflict Resolution Method Saga, their intangibles and their well-being and happiness connection. Today we will talk about power and mediation and power, and how mediation is power. Mediation is a source of power. It is a force that generates the empowerment of people when they turn into it, because it produces a synergy of forces that makes the mediator an agent of social change and an agent of peace. It makes mediator and the mediated person to be evolutionary factors towards a modern society, since mediation has the power to generate positive synergies where none exist, achieving that we can vibrate in the same frequency, synchronizing in harmony. The power of mediation is focused on making us better, improving the quality of life and realize a subjective well-being of each person, because it strengthens people's individuality and authenticity in a coherent way, in accordance to our own interests and needs, as well as the cohesive collectivity. Human beings live concentric relationships and influence others because we have the power to do so. Our simple presence can motivate changes and influence daily situations. This influence can be guided according to our interests, consciously or unconsciously, proactive or passive, by action or by omission. And during the process of mediation, we positively influence the mediated person, and they at the same time exponentially do it with the people around them, generating a flow of positive energy, making people better. And the interesting thing about this is that from their own perspective of life, without affecting others, it also improves relationships, and better yet, it creates new ones and increases your interaction level and influence. Mediation gives the power to live happy, to generate our well-being and others' well-being, because people have the power to decide what problems to face. Being part of the solution as a main effect generates the empowerment of people, improving their situation and lifestyle, giving positive vitality to their parties in the broadest sense, since by resolving their conflict it reconstructs their relationship or relationships. The empowerment of the parties through mediation is widely recognized by the specialized doctrine, being understood as an intangible value because it generates balance between the parties and reinforces self-esteem, generates an atmosphere of co-responsibility, encouraging mutual respect. The power of mediation also lies in the order that it generates and in the stability that it brings through assertive communication, because it goes beyond the simple transmission of ideas or preferences, of concepts or personal visions. Mediation gives the power to decide who we are and who we want to be. Let's imagine that we can have harmonious relationships. Let's imagine vibrating and flowing in the same frequency. Let's imagine seeking our well-being and others' well-being without harming the interest of anyone. Let's imagine respecting others and that they do respect us. Let's imagine a dignified life based on a programmatic balance, mutual respect, in our freedom, in our equality and free will. And all of this derived from our power of decision. Mediation makes us and will make us better people. That is why mediation is power. Power mainly lies in the capacity of self-decision of human beings, and we have linked it up as a pro-positive analogy to mediation since, like power, its virtue lies in the self-decision capacity of those who practice it and those who enjoy it. Power derives from social relationships, and what, without it, a society or group of people regardless of their social bond can exist. So it establishes minimum rules, being fundamental to achieve order and freedom, with a balance of ideals. This is a quid pro quo, which encourages reciprocity, since the one who holds power owes it to the coexistence with others, because of their interest and because of the perceived subjective well-being. We can affirm then that mediation is power, because it follows this same logic. Being a source of decision, it has the capacity to influence others in terms of interest, reflected in a conflict management and transformation regime that changes lives, represented in its method and the other MSC, because they are techniques that privilege freedom, free will, the will of decision of those who practice them. It is a pro-positive power source that looks for social well-being from the perspective of perceived subjective well-being, a source of happiness and peace, which generates harmonious coexistence and social cohesion. Power and mediation have the same principle, freedom and free will, which at the same time is based on the human being and his capacity of decisions. It is true that there is an infinity of social intuitions that have generated social innovations through the times and have transformed the world in a positive way. Because of this experience and the dimensional synergy of mediation, where its status as a profession or science is beginning to be recognized, it is appropriate to understand mediation as a source of power that transforms changes and improves social conditions of human beings. And how, through conflict management and transformations, mediation is such a multiple way generates tangible effect that dimensionally empowers human beings and society. Having the power to encourage altruism in people promotes friendship and love, derived from the balance between them. This makes that self-esteem and self-realization are not only an ideal in people, but a generating well-being and quality of life, and how, from citizenship perspective, generate changes not only to an immediate circle of influence, but into others. It means that I can guide those who believe in me, who come to me for help, or those who depend on me, agreeing on ideals and ways of life that are effective and matching with others. The power of mediation gives us the possibility of generating a culture of dialogue and forgiveness through conflict management, in a broad, democratizing sense in which it is possible for everyone. Through it, we have the possibility of living with dignity and respect, generating disruptions in our life that were not possible before, with economic impact, allowing us to live with dignity and success in a win context, making mediating a way of living and a lifestyle. Mediation has the power to make us more empathic with our environment and the people around us, avoiding this way the scale of negative emotions and conflict. The power of mediation gives us personal growth, but also spiritual growth from our diverse beliefs, making us believe in our neighbor, promoting ethical relationships, and being generous and humanistic concerned about others, stopping worrying about what is ours, since we will have ourselves, allowing us to be tolerant with others and be able to live with honor. The power of mediation gives us the possibility to innovate, to generate changes in our life and in the life of others, through it intangible values to achieve our goals in full freedom, fairly and equitable. The power of mediation generates joy. When we solve our conflicts and manage to repair the damage that has been done to us or what we have done, to forgive and to be forgiven. This makes society to observe us, and when they see that this is working, we generate a mentoring that will cause social order. Everyone will want to mediate when they observe its benefits and the permanence of the benefits, reconciling us with those we live with, work or love. The power of mediation generates us otherness, allowing us to evolve and be able to change and to be someone else, to become agents of change, agents of peace, peacemakers and proactive people, aware of our role in the role we play to make society to progress. We can redeem ourselves from our actions and omissions. This will lead us to change our environment in a positive way and others. The power of mediation makes us more resilient to the facts and daily events that affect our daily lives in a positive or negative way. The restorative power of mediation helps and heals us all in a synchronous way that makes binding decisions, because other way all the negative sudden attacks will avoid it, as well as the positive effects of the power of mediation heal us in both ways, morally and spiritually. Mediation has the power to make us more supportive, more tolerant with our neighbors, with our families, with those we love. It makes time in an alibi, making us stronger, allowing the transition from conflicting relationships to harmonious relationships in a faster, more efficient and permanent way. Mediation has the power of truth. Our truth. This means to give life and shape to our ideals without affecting others under the halo of our truth. Just as happiness is constituted in a legal truth, our ideals can also be materialized in a rational, legal, syncretic and adaptive truth, which will not only give us benefits, but we can share it with others, in the necessary percentage that matters allow, or better say, according to the coincidence of interest involved. With this, I end today. I invite you to spread this recording in your social networks. With your contacts, give me a like. Help me to create mediation culture. Let's become agents of change, agents of peace. About the power of mediation. Until next time.